Hey, Jets Crew and other viewers. Got another old story for you today. And this one goes back quite a ways. Probably happened before I was born because I can remember both men in the story. But one of them, which I'll be calling the mate, I just can barely remember him. And but I do remember the one I'm going to be calling the skipper. I'm not using their real names. I'm just going to call them skipper and mate. And it's an old fishing story. And this one may sound like a very tall tale or very exaggerated, but as far as I know, it was told to me over the years, or I've heard it told over the years for the truth. But it sounds pretty far-fetched, so whether it's a truth or a lie or a combination of both, I'll leave it up to you to decide. But and there's an old saying around here that if it's a lie, you got it as cheap as I did. So, anyway, on with the story. This one, as you heard there from me saying the names, it's going to be an old fishing story, and like I say, I'm going to call the one guy the skipper, which was the leader of the boat, and the mate, the guy that works in the back. So, anyway, skipper and mate, they wrote fishing one day, and not sure what kind of fishing they were doing, but it involved that they had anchors on the end of the gear. So, uh, anyways, they wrote fishing, like I said, and the and they were finished up the one end of the gear, and so as soon as the end of the gear went out, the mate threw the anchor over. Uh, so the skipper says to him, next time we get ready to throw the anchor, he said, make sure you wait until I don't let it go until I tell you to, because he said if you don't wait till it's taut, then the gear won't fish right. So anyway, the mate took this in, and you never question what the skipper says. So anyway, he took it in, probably made him a little mad or whatever. But anyway, and an old fisherman can be contrary sometimes, and you'll see by the end of the story what I'm talking about. So, anyways, they're setting out more gear, and it gets to the end of the gear, and so anyway, the skipper says, "Remember, do not let go of that anchor until I tell you." So anyway, the mate, he's back there holding on the anchor. So anyway, the skipper waits until he thinks the gear's taut. So he says, "Okay, put it in." So anyway, he hears the splash and thinks everything's fine. So then he goes to turn. He turns around and looks, and the mate's nowhere to be seen. So anyway, he hollers for him. He said, "Mate, where are you?" So, no answer. So he immediately knows there's something going on. So he uh, he takes the boat out of gear and spins her around, goes back to where they had dropped anchor, and gets a hold of the buoy and puts it on the hauler. So anyway, he pulls it up, and there was the mate still holding on to the anchor. Hauled him back up and got him aboard there, and he said, "Mate," he said, "what was going on?" He said, "Why, how'd you get overboard?" He said, "Well," he said, "you told me not to let go of that anchor until you told me to, and he said, you just said put it in. You didn't say let go of it, so I jumped in with it." So, anyway, like I said, it was a lie. You got it as cheap as I did, but that's the way I remember hearing the story. So, with that, I'll say remember, if you can't live with me, live at me. But keep living. Have a nice day.